Not until the girl performed her mother's signature showstopper in the dance finals, while her stepsister, who had been copying her moves, failed to execute it, did people finally realize that the stepsister who had kept reporting the girl for plagiarizing her dances was actually the real plagiarist. It turned out that every time the girl entered a dance competition with an original routine, her stepsister would report her for plagiarism, even producing evidence that she had performed that very dance herself beforehand. Not until the girl accidentally overheard a conversation between her father and stepsister did she learn the truth. It was all because of the pair of red dancing shoes her father had given her, which allowed her stepsister to replicate every move she made. So the girl took the initiative to withdraw from the competition, only to secretly re-enter under a different identity. She surged through the rounds as a dark horse all the way to the finals, then lifted her veil in front of everyone. Her stepsister and father in the audience froze in terror at the sight, realizing the girl must have found out about the red shoes secret, which was why she competed with her face covered all along. But by then, it was already too late. As the host announced the start of the final round, the girl danced her prepared routine with unshakable confidence, knowing she could never outperform the girl with her own choreography. The stepsister panicked and fell back into her old habit of copying the girl's moves, without the red shoes to help her. Even ordinary audience members could see how clumsily she was mimicking. At that moment, the girl's friends in the crowd stood up to report the stepsister for plagiarism, and the audience erupted in support. But the stepsister still insisted, claiming the dance was one she'd prepared in advance, that it was the girl who had plagiarized her. Seeing the stepsister refuse to admit defeat, the girl announced on the spot that she had one more dance to perform. With that, she took the stage again, this time incorporating her late mother's legendary signature routine. The stepsister, a lifelong plagiarist, could never hope to execute a dance of such difficulty. She was left standing frozen in place, helpless. The audience finally saw her for who she really was, bullying and accusing her of plagiarism. Even the judges, who had been bribed by her father, could no longer favor the stepsister, and were forced to name the girl the champion. But the stepsister refused to accept defeat and tried to snatch the trophy, only to trip and fall hard on the stage. Her father and stepmother rushed on stage to fuss over her, and the stepmother launched into a furious tirade against the girl. But the father, realizing the girl's championship meant a future of endless opportunities, suddenly switched to a loving father act, trying to curry favor with her. The girl, however, wasted no time exposing his scheme of using the red shoes to help the stepsister copy her dances. She even revealed that she had installed hidden cameras at home, which had captured proof of how they'd murdered her mother years earlier. The father panicked instantly, shifting all the blame onto the stepmother and daughter. He claimed the red shoes copying magic was a curse the stepmother had hired a master to cast, and that the stepmother had forced him to poison the girl's mother with slow-acting drugs. The girl laughed in response, because she had never actually installed any hidden cameras at home, but the father's confession had been heard by the police she'd called in advance. The police immediately arrested all three of them on charges of competition fraud and suspected murder. The girl had finally avenged her mother and reclaimed the honor that had always been hers.